Hi, we're going to have a look at how to use spreadsheets again. Today in class with Y6A we were supposed to use Google Sheets, but because we didn't have Google Drive we couldn't use that. So what we did was we used another spreadsheet which is almost identical, and I'm just going to show you that. It's called Excel and it's in Microsoft Office. Now hopefully we've got the same Microsoft Office as you have in the ICT suite on my computer here. So you go into the start menu here, and then you go into all programs. You can see that there, and then I'm going to whiz down to Microsoft Office, and as you can see, yeah, luckily it's the same one. It's 2010. Remember, the one that we were using in the ICT suite before was 2003. Think about how old that is. That's older than you. So it's good that we've got the newer version now. So you just click on Microsoft Excel and it pops up, and it looks almost the same as the one on the other video about Google Sheets. Everything else is the same. You call them cells. Each cell has got a number. There's just going to be a few little different things that you're going to have to look for. When you are adding a formula, it'll be a little bit different. So I'm gonna for speed, I'm gonna type in the data from before and then just show you that. Okay, so I'll just pause it. Okay, so you can see there I've just got the same information and I've put it into this spreadsheet. As you can see here, it's called Excel. Now this looks all a bit bunched up here, so I'm going to just spread it out a little bit. You see what I'm doing? I'm grabbing all of it and pulling it. That's not changing anything that's in the cells, it's just making it a little bit easier to read. Okay, so what we did before was I wanted to find the total of all the numbers of animals that you had. Okay, or the people that had these pets is really what it should be. So I'm just going to pop total in there. Alright, and then in this cell I'm going to use a formula to calculate how many of these there are. Now you could have had, that's what one's called, I could type in at the bottom there B2 plus B3 plus B4 plus B5, etc. But remember, we said if you had 1,000 different things, that would be a waste of time. So what I need to do now is use my brain and think, right, where do I find it? So I'm going to go along and home. I thought it was in the home, up here somewhere. Okay, right, yeah, here's one here. Right, this little symbol here, you can see I've pulled it up and there are some already preset formula that you can do. Now sum means to add all the numbers together. You sum them, okay? That's why we get the word you're doing your sums, okay? So I'm going to put that in there. See what it's done? Now Excel's been clever here. It's thinking, oh, I probably want this cell added to this cell because that's B2 plus B3 plus B4, B5 and B6, and it's done that for me. It's already worked it out. But when because I've clicked off, it's changed it. So I'm going to click back on. Right, yeah, I shouldn't have clicked off into another cell because it's confused it. But let's have a look there. The formula that's in there at the moment, it says the sum of B13. Well, B13 is down here somewhere where I clicked off. And there's nothing in there. It can't add them all together anyway. So I need to change that. So the sum of, now remember we wanted the sum of B2 to B6. Okay, so if you look at the top here, I'm going to change that. It'll be the sum of, look what's happening, B2. Remember we use a colon and then I put B6 in there. Okay, I'm going to put it to the end, and I think if I just press enter, it's that long since I've used it, I can't remember. There you go, and there it is, 35. Yeah, what it's done, it's added that to that to that to that to that, and the answer is 35. And that's an easy way of doing it. The sum of everything from this to this. Now remember, we wanted to highlight things. If you want to do something with the information, with the data, you need to highlight the parts that you want. I'm going to highlight those parts, and then I'm going to try and remember how to create a chart or graph. I think it's in inserts. Yep, there you go. Look at this. There's the column one. There's the pie one. Some of these won't, you can't use them, but you need to talk about that in class. But the column one, just a normal 2D column one. There you go. There's the frequency there. I'm just going to pause it for a second and I'll get back to you. Okay, sorry, I was just I had to go and speak to Miss Stenhouse, but I'll get back to it. Okay, so we have here. I see. I liked the one that was on Google Sheets better, but it's the same kind of thing. But there we go. We've got a chart. You can see what I'm doing. I'm dragging it out. We've got the frequency, which is this bit here. I would prefer that axis being labelled here. I don't know why it does that. I could probably work out how to change it, but at the moment we'll just have a go. And there we go. We should have something saying the type of pet underneath. I should change that as well. And frequency is obviously not good enough for our title, so if you've watched the video, the title should be something like a graph to show the types of pets in Y6E or something like that. Okay, click off it and there it is. Okay, so that's a quick version. Remember, these are called cells. This is your graph or your chart that you've made, which is a bar chart. These are your axes that you've labelled, and this is a little computer program in a way, I suppose, a little algorithm, I think is what they call them, where you add everything from this cell to everything from that cell there, and then it puts the answer in there. Okay, hope that helps. Oh, and you can just save this like you save any other Microsoft Office document. Save as, and it pops up, and obviously you should save it something sensible, John Y6E. Okay, have a play around with it and see how you go.